Hi.
Hi.
Tell people a little bit about who you are, what you do, and then I'll just take it away.
Okay. So I'm Shan and I am a food therapy and body wisdom coach. And I am here because I'm super excited to share a little bit about Julia's magic and and how it's really helped me. So yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
I'm so glad you are. Okay, tell us like how you got here. Just like what made you join the mastermind, what was happening in your business or not happening in your business, and give us kind of the starting landscape.
Okay, so I came across your work and I don't even know how. It was like super random, but I came across, I know how I came across your work. It was through Carolyn Elliott. And she had raved about you and your programs. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to check her out. And I was like, she's doing something really different, right? Like your vibe was like, I was like, okay, hold on a minute. And I watched you probably for like a year.
Yeah.
And what I really loved was your consistency. And, it really was a pleasure piece. So I think for me, I've been in the business, on and off. I mean, I want to say on and off because it was never really consistent. I'm a single mom. I have a full plate. I have to play mom and dad. And oftentimes when push comes to shove, I choose my kids over my business, and I really needed support. I needed support because I love what I do. I'm so passionate about changing lives and offering wellness in such a true and authentic and holistic way without any of the trendy, we get so caught up sometimes just on the surface stuff. And so it just felt like there's this yearning, there's this like calling and I need to get my work out. And so I decided to join. I know we had gotten on a call, for maybe possibly like working on one-on-one. And I was like, maybe I'm not so ready for that yet. But I was really excited about social media seductress. So that was my entry point. Yep. And what was kind of incredible when I was doing social media seductress was that I went from like 0 followers on TikTok to now 60,000, which it's so wild and it does happen. And I think it was because of my willingness to just keep showing up because there was somebody holding me accountable. Right. And, when I really understood the magic of just having support, and community and all of it, which I never really had before. I had one-on-one, I worked with one-on-one coaches, but it just wasn't really the same kind of delivery. Like here, it's so much, there's a lot of latitude, I can really bring all of me and I'm encouraged to do that. And that's exactly what I need.
More, give us everything.
It's like, thank God, I don't have to put myself in a box and try to deliver my messaging and do my marketing in that way. I wanted to do it my way, and truly speak from my heart. Cause I just see so many gaps and I'm here to fill them, and so then that's when I decided to join the mastermind.
What was what were you wanting between going from group program level to really investing in yourself in the mastermind level?
I realized just how much support there was going to be. And I just really got sick and tired of getting sick and tired. This loop,
I was waiting for it, just eye on you. And I was like, okay, she's coming around. We're getting there.
It's the loop of stopping and going and feeling really just so on, right? Sharing my work and feeling really open and visible. And then there would always be something and I couldn't figure out what that thing was. And that's where I just thought, you know what? Okay, I give in. I give up and I give in.
And seeing like there were 60,000 people on TikTok that were interested, and all of a sudden your gaps are like super highlighted with a spotlight, and you're like, okay, like I really have this opportunity in front of me. And I felt that from you, of like you were willing to get a lot more uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because I really needed someone to just kind of show me, show me the gaps. There are many gaps, and I'm still learning so much. And and it's incredible to like have your support and JBT support and Amanda's support, and like, the mastermind group itself. I mean, everybody, who shows up, it's like, we're playing the game here. Like, we're not messing around,
Definitely not.
Nobody's
what are some, like, just because you've been in the mastermind just a couple of months, what are some of like wins, some things that stand out to you that you want to celebrate, highlight? It could be like mindset. It could be very practical.
I mean, I think just the sheer like number of coaching sessions per week, I think that alone was such a game changer for me, because oftentimes like with a one-on-one coaching, it's a like a once a week kind of a thing. But here, I'm also constantly like being reflected of like where I'm hiding. Right. And being able to call myself out, and then, and having somebody like hold my hand and say, it's okay. You're not the only one. And get over yourself.
And also let's go.
And then let's go. So, okay. So I'm finally in that kind of structure where I have a freebie. I'm recording a series of meditations, because my people want it. They're asking me for it. So I have that. And I think because of all of the coaching, with JBT, with strategy and everything, like she's teaching me how to package the meditations into an actual program. So that's what we worked on during our one-on-one session. And I'm super excited about that. So it's like, it's happening, and it's only been like 2 months.
Yeah.
But like, this is what I need this momentum. And I think it's so crucial. Like, if you really want to like take your business to the next level, or just having somebody like really hold you accountable, because it's a big, scary world out there for a lone entrepreneur.
It really is, though. And you could look at like, there's probably going to be 100 different voices giving you different paths and advice you could take. And even more overwhelming than trying to be like, okay, I have this like precious amount of time. What am I going to use it on?
Yeah, exactly.
Come back to like, I think it's so interesting and helpful and relatable of like being a single mom and having to feel like you have to pick business or kids. And like, I'm curious if that's shifting for you and how you are prioritizing your business, because you really have stepped it up a lot. And I don't think, as far as I know, anything massive has changed in terms of like parenting hours and responsibilities. So like, what is shifting for you, and kind of what did you have to step into to pick the business and still be a great fucking mom?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely like all mindset, right? And I think like such a huge, crucial piece is, just like recognizing that it's not an either or situation, like really talking myself out of feeling like somehow I'm abandoning my kids when I pick my business. So there's that. God, there's something, I know there was something like really big that just came up, but I mean, there's so many insights, so many insights. And I've also hired more help. That was really like the piece that I needed, like the practical, strategic component and that was a breakthrough, right? Because I was trying to do it all myself.
Both the business and the motherhood.
Like all of it, like war in Ukraine, like I got this, it's like,
no, I will be the one.
The savior. Like, I will do it all. Like, no. And like, no. And I think really the shift, came from truly like leaning into the pleasure component, because that's also like how I teach, my clients about food. Like, it's not about holding on so tight. It's actually just more about allowing and opening, receiving. There's help all around, you know? And so that was really the mindset piece that I had to shift. And so I hired a VA, you know, which is like yet another breakthrough for me.
Yeah.
And just a lot of the, I think, invisible labor that I was doing, the invisible emotional labor, you know, that I was, I think, just feeling so overextended, you know, being a full-time mom, full-time single mom, and full-time businesswoman. Yeah. So that was really good. Like just peeling back those layers, right? Like where can I let go? There's a lot that I don't need to do, but it's just conditioning, you know. I'm like, gotta do it all by myself, and I'm not.
You don't have to.
And I don't want to. I just want to play with my clients, and
they're not doing it. Why do I have to do it?
Totally. You know, like just having more to give because I have more mental space. And yeah,
so true. And like I feel like we can see that is like as soon as you freed that up for yourself, we were able to like get even faster momentum in your business. Not that like speed is everything, but we can just see like your capacity keeps increasing every time you add in support, and it's translating to things happening in the business that had not been happening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So it's been so great. And something else that I wanted to like share with you is, you know, when I feel like the way that you coach and the way that you nurture your clients, like this is something I'm so like appreciative of. You know, you really like your magic is integration, you know, like you make it all okay. And sometimes it's like as a, you know, recovering like validation addict.
Yeah.
You know?
Tell me I'm right.
Tell me it's okay. It's like sometimes you just need to hear it. And
like knowing when to hear it and then when to also like have the kick in the ass that comes right after is like, yeah, totally fine. And also,
yeah. So, and so like really making all of those components okay. And, you know, and just holding it all, like making that it's like really making this container so wide and so big. Right. So that feels very safe. And it feels very nurturing, and it feels, you know, I feel very held. Yeah.
I'm so glad. How is the like sisterhood dynamics for you of coming in? Because you did come in partway through.
Yeah.
So like, what is it like to have to show up, and like, is there comparison and jealousy, and how do you deal with it? Like, what would you tell someone who's like,
Oh my gosh. I mean, first of all, like everybody's been so incredibly supportive. And I think like I'm just so inspired because so many women are just like kicking ass and with a you know, this deep sense of vulnerability. I don't think anyone is trying to put on any, you know, like facade about how great everything is. I think everybody comes in you know, truly just with their utmost authentic vulnerability, and that's what we need, you know, as women. It's like how often are we allowed this platform, right, to just like truly be soft and vulnerable and messy and all of it. So I'm like, I'm in awe of some of the women that have, you know, that I've come across in this container. It's like they're really doing some incredible work, and like deeply caring, and, you know, good humans who want to do great things, because we need, you know, there's a lot that we need to shift. You know,
and like Shan can't do it all by herself. We've already discovered we're gonna need at least 20 more humans.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, gosh. Yeah. So I mean, it's just, I don't know. I can't, like, I don't know how anybody could think that they can get through like doing business like online. I mean, like trying to navigate it all on their own. Like I've tried it for years. I really did.
You don't recommend it.
That's the hard way. We don't want to do it the hard way.
True. Like it is. It's like you can do that. And we watch people do it all the time. We maybe even dabble in it for funsies and like to just give ourselves a little taste of the dark side. Like you don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just, like, yes, I'm still like coming up with resistance. And, I think this is why, like, I'm here, this is why I need the support. It's like when the resistance comes up, like, Julia, what do I do?
Yeah. And I think before your pattern was to just like let it go on a lot longer than it needed to. And now like I'm seeing you move through stuff so freaking fast.
That's so true. So true. I mean, I would sit on things for months, maybe years.
Like between the time we had our first sales call to like jumping in the mastermind, like what you've done in 2 months is probably more than that full year of like hearing those same things were still holding you back. And now we're just like speeding through them.
Yeah. Yes. Because I've been wanting to create this program for years. And, a big part of why I didn't move forward was because I did launch, this was years ago. And, I did the launch, I did it with the coach, and it wasn't really what I had in mind. And, it's my first time, it was messy. And I think just not wanting to disappoint myself again. So I just kept holding back and like not wanting to launch again. Mm-hmm. And so I haven't. And it's that's not the way to do business, people. You got to offer
in the deep end.
You got to offer something for people so that you can help them. So yeah. And one-on-one clients, I mean, like now, I have people like booking sales calls all the time just because I'm right. Like I'm finally putting myself out there and making it easy. I used to make it super difficult for people to find me. There was no link for them to.
Yeah, even in the beginning, I was like, you have to make a call booking link. You can't like hide it in your website. Don't make them beg you. It's cute. But...
Yeah. So I made it like just impossible for people to work with me. And, that's yet another layer, right, that I had to uncover. Yeah. All mindset stuff. And yeah.
What is your like just single mama full plate mindset practice just for people to see like it can work with whatever you're doing?
Ooh, wow. That's such a good question. I honestly think that like taking time out throughout the day, the way that I do mindset is, I sit down and I journal, but it's like, you got to just sprinkle it in throughout the day. Sometimes I would just go on like a 30-minute walk, and just reset. It's like the talk, the crazy talk will sometimes still like be super loud. Like, what are you doing? And, what about the kids and all of that? And they're fine. My kids are fine. My kids are thriving and they're happy. And I don't have to pick, I can have both. And so when those voices start turning up, I just, it's like, okay, check yourself. It's cool. At the end of the day, no, like everybody's here. Everybody's fine. So
like coming back to that, like actual safety, so you can go deeper in your mindset.
Yeah. And I think just constantly, validating the work piece for me, right? Like honoring how important it is for me to have a thriving business. I think that was a shadow for me as well. Like there was this level of ambition, there was this level of like yearning and desire to have a massively successful business. And a part of me like wouldn't let myself have it.
No, stop it now, baby.
So I'm like, enough. I remember
let yourself like really want it.
Yeah. I remember on one of our calls, I was like, I just like let it all out. I was like, okay, I'm just going to let myself have what I want. And I really want a thriving business. I do. I'm passionate about what I do. And, it's no longer fair for me to hold myself back. So,
Mm, mm. So
yeah.
good. Yeah. Like final thought and just like, what would you say to someone who is like looking at the Mastermind sales page and they're like, I just don't know if I can let myself want this and have this because kids, life, things, everything else.
The only thing I would actually say about that is if you just continue to do the same thing, things aren't really going to shift.
That's a fun mirror to hold right up. She said it, not me.
I mean, because you can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. I mean, you really have to try something else, right? And if you've tried it on your own and you try to figure it out, like I said, you can, some people do, and, more power to you. Or you can try something different and, trust that you're making the right decision. Like trust that if it's a full body yes, then, give it a shot. I mean, the worst that could happen is you just go back to where you were
right
to begin with.
Interrupt the pattern and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And just trust that you're making the right decision,
And if you need to learn how to build that, come see us. We'll help.
That's right. Self-trust. That's something that I mean, this container like really, really helped. Like not just me, I can see that in everybody else too,
And almost like if you waver, you can look at someone else and be like, oh, yep. Like, let me just borrow a little bit of that juice.
Yeah.
Or on the day someone else wavers, you're like, no, I got you.
Yes. That's right. And it's okay to waver. It's like, that is part of like, I feel like that's really like the foundation of self-trust. It's like, know that you're going to waver, know that you may fall flat on your face and you trust that you can get up again. And that's
all that matters is you trust you'll get up again as many times as it takes for the things you want. And if you no longer want them, then you're done getting up for them.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
So good. Thank you for just sharing so much wisdom and realness and jumping in and all the goodness and permission. I think the mom thing is just so fucking huge because it's so easy to just put the dream on the back burner.
Yeah, no more. Moms that are out there, no more.
That's it. And we got all the mom permission slips. So
yeah. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you.